Plaintiff Gerard Barcroft says he first met the defendant in 1974 when they were in the military. Gerard claims they were good friends, so he agreed to loan the defendant money to cover some checks, but instead, he spent it to go to Washington, D.C. Gerard is suing for the loan. Defendant Ricardo McMoore says that he and the defendant have been good friends ever since they met in the military. Ricardo admits that he borrowed the money from Gerard, but insists he used it to invest in a property and was unable to repay Gerard because the economy tanked.
Prove your case.
Judge Mathis, it's an honor and a privilege to come before you. I'm a former correction officer. My wife here has been a juvenile corrections officer for 25 years.
Okay.
And we'd like to extend an invitation to you to come see our facilities in Virginia.
Where?
Richmond, Virginia.
What type of facility?
Juvenile.
If I'm in the vicinity of Richmond, I'll make sure that we'll get your information. I'll make sure.
We really appreciate it. They would, because your background would really help some of these kids.
Yeah, most of the cities I go to when I visit, I try and speak in either a prison, a juvenile detention center, and or a school. So I'll keep Richmond in mind, and we'll get your information.
We appreciate it.
Glad to hear you all are in that business or in that service.
Yes, service.
All right, tell me more about yourselves before we get to the loan. Is he one of the juvenile delinquents you had to turn around? You had to turn his life around?
Slow learner.
He's a slow learner. You don't say that. I didn't say you all right with me. Go ahead.
He's all right on that end.
How long have you all known each other?
I first met Mr. McMoore in 1974. The two of us were stationed in the Air Force together at Langley Air Force Base.
Okay. What is the nature of you all's friendship since then?
Oh, we've been very close. We went to the same high school together, Meg L. Walker High School in Richmond, Virginia. And we've had a strong camaraderie ever since then.
Good.
And
never fell out? Well, I'm sure now and then.
We've had some disagreements,
Right.
but we've never had anything to the magnitude that we have now.
Okay, and this is over the money, and that's probably why.
It's over the money.
Let me hear from you. Give me some background on your friendship.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's a pleasure to be before you, and thank you for hearing our case. Me and Mr. Barcroft has been friends, and from the military and all the way through. And over the years, we've pretty much he's been like a brother to me. You know, I've helped him to build his real estate and investment portfolio. I've been in real estate since we got out of the military.
You've done pretty well?
Yes, I've done pretty well. You know,
so you won't have a problem paying him if he wins.
Unfortunately, this economy has kind of knocked everybody for a loop.
You changed that real quick.
Oh,
when I said about paying.
We have to keep it in perspective, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So I really didn't expect for its situation to turn out as it has.
Well, let me allow him to tell me what happened. The loan, how does he owe you?
Okay, Judge Mathis. At one point in time, I had lent Mr. McMoore some money a couple of years earlier. And Mr. McMoore paid me the money back. He didn't pay me exactly when he said he was going to pay me, but he did pay me the money back. And so he came to me again about a year and a half later, and he asked me for $3,000. And at that time, I was planning on taking a cruise with my wife to Mexico and Jamaica. And I really didn't want to give up the money at the time, to tell you the truth, but he seemed like he really needed the money at the time.
He didn't tell you what he needed it for and that it was an emergency?
He told me at first that he needed some money, and I didn't question him about it at that time.
You just passed up on your cruise to get someone $3,000. You didn't know why he needed it. He might have wanted it for his cruise.
That is true, Your Honor.
All right.
Well, I sort of like told him I wasn't going to give it to him, but I wasn't going to deny it to him at the same time.
All right.
So eventually he came back to me. He said he had wrote some checks out and that he needed some money to cover these checks. And I said, all right, man, I'm going to go ahead on and lend you the money. But I want some money in return for me lending you the money.
So what are you saying? The interest? Because you're suing for
the
interest as well. All right.
Yeah.
How much in interest did he agree to pay?
He was to give me $450, 15%.
$450, and $3,000 was the principal.
The principal.
How much has he repaid? Obviously nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
2008.
Do you know yet what he wanted to spend your money on?
Well, I know one thing, Your Honor. After I lent him the money, that was doing it right before President Obama's campaign. And I know he did go up to Washington, D.C. and buy a lot of Obama paraphernalia and stuff like that. Because he
saw the inauguration. And he went to the inauguration, obviously, or the celebration around the inauguration in D.C. Would you have wanted to go?
Yeah, I really would have liked to go,
Right.
Your Honor. Yeah.
So he took your money and done what you wanted to do, otherwise wanted to do. And that's what I'm saying. See, people, and you probably didn't ask him because sometimes some folks say it's not proper to ask a person when they come to borrow money from you. Well, don't ask me what it's for. Either you're going to loan it to me or you're not.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to ask you what it's for.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you say, sir? Did you borrow the money?
Yes, I did borrow the money, Your Honor. I think Mr. Barcroft was kind of, forgetful. The reason why I borrowed the money was to invest on another piece of property that we thought was going to produce some income that would have allowed me to return the money ASAP. And unfortunately, at that time, the situation, the deal did not close. I lost some money, and the economy has tanked since then.
Yeah, I'm going to start saying that, man. I'm going to stop paying my house note and all my bills and car notes, everything. Bill collectors call me. Judge Mathis, we haven't received your payment. It's on the economy. Yeah, I'm going to start using that. Everybody using that now. You work full-time?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
he's full-time worker and still talking about the economy.
Your Honor,
Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,450. Have a good day.
That picture was when we were at Langley Air Force Base, and me, Gerard, and another airman friend of ours back in 1975. I'm glad we had this opportunity to come to court and settle this. Unfortunately, it took this long, but I was really surprised that you were going to take me to court and put a judgment against me. So I'm glad it was resolved.
I didn't want this to come between our friendship because we've been loaning each other for a long period of time. But I did want my money.
Of course.